Hello, and welcome to a new series on my channel. I'm going to speedrun my account from 400 all the way to 2000, playing different openings, whatever you can suggest. And I'll try to teach you, how to beat opponents of different levels. If you want me to go up to 2500 at some point, please let me know. I'm open to it, but I think we'll focus on improving from 400 to 2000 and what different levels require for you to improve. So let's go and find our opponent for first video, for the first game ever in the speedrun. We're playing opponent from Canada. Okay, E4. I can play different openings. I can play Karakan, I can play Sicilian defense as my main over the board chess opening. I can play E5. But let's focus on E5 mainly for now. For first couple of episodes, he goes D4. That's actually the gambit that I play myself with white pieces. Not really a gambit, but if you know the theory, basically this pawn will be lost. Okay, the main move that I play is actually Queen E3, because King D1, Knight F6, and then I can play Bishop B4, and then he has certain problems with this pawn on e4, but for now I'll probably just castle, because I think this pawn never runs from me. And now I can take on e4. Thing is, he has to protect the pawn. He should have played something like bishop d3 to at least try to protect it, but then I could go either d5 or rook e8, and then I would still take the pawn on e4. Now he allowed me to take, he went for king d5, but his queen, guys, his queen already moved once, twice, and now it moves for the third time. And after rook e8, I'm putting a lot of pressure on e-file. He goes bishop g5, but what he forgot about is that I played rook e8 for the sole reason of attacking the king on e1, and now I can take on g5 with the check, and king has to move, and if bishop e2 I can probably go back knight e4, threatening to take on c3, and he has another problem to deal with, but he'll probably go for castle, because he doesn't really think of this threat, or he goes rook d1, and now it's a triple fork on all three pieces here. And of course, oh my goodness, and he blunders a queen. I'm going rook e2 next. He blunders the knight, okay. And now I can probably go knight c3. In case of rook d4, I can play d5, attacking the bishop. My next move is probably like c5 or whatever. And now knight e2. And I pick up, I basically play d5 for the reason to get the bishop away from e2 square, and he took, and now I take on d4, attacking the bishop on d5. I mean, it's gonna be a win, king d5, and now if king g1, knight e2 is a checkmate, he plays this way, let's go bishop h3, and now this, rook e1, checkmate. Okay, it's win number one, let's go, one win. Let's put it on your screen as well, and we move on to the next game. Let's go and find our opponent for game number two. We are playing with black pieces once again, and let's see e4. At least my opponents played the move that they should play on this level. I think you gotta play e4 if you're below 1000 for sure, and then you gotta maybe, go for d4, but I still think like e4, like you gotta start with it, and then you slowly kind of learn the rest. Okay, d4, Scotch game. That's actually interesting. Let's go knight f6, and let's see what my opponent knows. Now he has to protect this, or he can take. Yes, he actually knows something. He maybe watched some videos, because usually people don't know a lot of stuff here. But yes. Oh, but now, okay, you gave up a bishop. I have a lot of pressure, potential pressure on this diagonal. Like what, c3 is now his best move, but then I develop my bishop to c5 and threaten to checkmate him on f2. Like now he has to think of, well, how do I protect? And he goes queen e2. Well, now I'll play a5, and my idea is to play bishop a6, and I have now a lot of pressure. One of the other reasons why a5 is a good move is that potentially a4, a3 becomes a huge problem. Maybe bishop a6 was a bit early. Maybe I should have played a4, because now I help him kind of develop. Yes, I think bishop a6 is actually a mistake, because now I let him take, and now he goes simple castle. Yes, and like, what did I achieve? I achieved nothing. yeah, I'm playing terrible in this game, but okay, sometimes happens. But yeah, for someone who's rated 400 only, I mean, come on, he's playing decent chess so far. Like, he doesn't blunder a lot of pieces before is an excellent move. Bishop a7. Like, yes, you know, I'm surprised in a way. When did the count join though? 2023. How is he still at 400 though? Like, how on earth? Okay, now it's actually a mistake. First mistake, because now I can take on f2 and kind of use that he cannot capture with queen, cannot capture with rook. So yeah, that's actually a good find. Bishop f2, but he could. Oh, he now. Okay, but now the problem is I have a winning position. I would still need to show some precision here because he's playing decent chess so far. Yes, I mean, one blunder. I'm not sure why he took that. Like that wasn't the best, but now yeah, my pawns will be moving, and he decided to probably blunder the rest. Like, he played decent chess until he blundered this bishop f2 tactic. But look, bishop f2 tactic is actually complicated. Like, let's say player on this level wouldn't even find this tactic because it's very advanced. But yeah, rook e4, and now rook h4 is... Oh, he might actually go for... No, he goes for this. And now this is a checkmate. It's now getting two wins. 2 wins for myself. Let's get to the next game. Let's go. Final third game in this episode. We move on, and we're playing an opponent from Iran. Did we play all the games with the... Why did we play all the games with black pieces in this episode though? Oh my goodness, c5. Okay, I mean, we start with 3 blacks in a row. That's insane. Okay, bishop c4. Let's go. So, bishop c4. That's kind of beginner thing to play, but still, I find that people actually play it because they don't know theory. Yes, that's one of the things, but also, like, what is bishop c4? Like, yeah, maybe attack f7, it looks logical, and you kind of learn that, let's say, against c4, e5, knight f3, and then you play bishop c4. That's why I think many people actually go for these lines, because they learn bishop c4 and then they play this. So it's like, okay, whatever. Okay, now my plan is to go knight c6, attack the queen. Queen has to move back, and maybe go long. Oh my, I don't quite. So surprisingly, yes, I mean, bishop c4 is not the main move, but white got a good position, and I'm actually surprised by the level of the 400s I'm playing today, because you know, most of the time when I play these guys, I mean, it's just like, you know, game might end and let's say 10 moves, because they would do something like, oh, f3, g3, and then blundered some checkmate. Okay, this is already a terrible move, I can tell you, because what I can do is probably take on d4, and if in d7 I can first take intermezzo, and this I think I can just take and go for knight d4. The pawn is still under attack, d5 is coming, a5 is coming. a5 is not necessarily coming due to knight b6, but let's say c3, I think I can play e5. Chase the bishop away and then take on c3, and then it's very good for black pieces. Because look, I'm up a lot of material. But yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, I'm playing against 2000 guys and they're not as competitive. And this, okay, I mean, now knight a4. Finally, blunder happens. But yeah, he held it pretty well when he played a recent game. Okay, let's go d5 and try to lock the bishop down. d4. Maybe I should have played b6, because b6 actually does the job. Because now I'm actually locking the bishop down. And the guy has no choice. I could play knight c3, I'm just an idiot, okay. That's fine. And I can go rook a8. Now I go for the capture. Knight b6 takes. And then I go bishop b4, bishop c3, take on a2. And win the game. It's gonna be win number 3. We can probably put it on the scoreboard, because I think the game is about to end pretty soon. Okay, rook h3. Let's maybe go e4. Let's restrict the king a little bit, because I want to checkmate as fast as I possibly can. And then in case of yes, this I can, yeah, I can take the rook. Okay. I mean, I was wondering what is this. Checkmate, bishop g5, knight c4 is coming, bishop h6, kind of restrict the king a little bit, and now bishop f4, and then knight c4, and we are about to end the game. Let's go knight c4, and then let's go e3 takes. I mean, this has to be over. Come on, man. It's time for resignation. There is no way to play this on. Check. Made 3 out of 3 wins in the first episode. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know any feedback, comments you might have. I'll see you in the next episode next week. Bye bye.